Hi, I'm JC. We are back with another Ceramic Hour live stream. Okay, we're still working on the picture. Let me move some stuff around. Actually, let me clean up my banding wheel really quick. It has a bunch of like dried clay on it. Okay. Alright, yeah, we're just still working on our little picture here. My tool's gone. Yeah. It is just like, just kind of working on like refining it a bit more. I'm kind of, let me move this a little bit. I'm kind of like wondering, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the spout, like I just kind of like applied pressure and like pulled it out, but I feel like I feel like it's too large. So I kind of am wondering if I can just push it back. Sort of like a little bit. I don't know. I guess it really kind of just like depends on like the clay, like how dry this clay is over here. If we're gonna be able to do that, I guess this maybe is kind of working. I don't know, I just feel like, okay, that's like better, I think. Okay, we have a little bit of cracking on the inside. So I'm just gonna add some water here. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we're just kind of, we should probably be done with this like pretty soon. I do need to make another handle for it. So we had a handle, but I like didn't work on this stuff over the weekend, and it just like it dried too much over the weekend. I should have watered it, but I just like did not even think about doing that. I guess we should roll that out so I don't like forget. Let's see. So here's our reclaim. It is a little too wet, I think, to use right now. So we'll just let that sit there. Okay, so, well, I'll just grab some clay from my bag here. It's like on the fuller side, so I don't want to like throw it up on the table. So I'll just be off camera a little bit for a second. Okay, this is probably like, that's probably enough. we are just going to roll this up real quick. I suppose I should like wedge it a tiny bit. So let me just kind of like roll this up into like a little ball. Okay, I'm just gonna like quickly wedge this. Alrighty. Sorry, I know you guys can't see. It's just so tiny. It's just so tiny. Okay, I think maybe that's good. So I'm just gonna this is probably even like more than we need. Where's my oh, here it is. So I think I'm just gonna kind of like roll this into a coil and we can just kind of like, I think like flatten it out a little bit. Yeah, this is kind of a lot of clay. Just like chop off the ends. It's like way too much. It's so much. We really don't even need like that much either. It's okay. It's fine. We'll just okay. I'm gonna like chop off like the tapered bit. Just kind of like, just kind of want to look at how long maybe this should be. I think that is looking good. And I don't know, maybe I'll just like flatten it with let me move them around. I think I'll just flatten it with this wood. Okay, take a look at it. All right. Just like a pile. I'm not sure. I just kind of wanted it to be a little bit more, a little wider maybe. Okay. Oops. I think this is looking pretty good. It's like, yeah, it's like roughly what we want. So I'm just gonna cut the ends to at an angle to match up with it. I think I kind of want a curvy handle like that. That's kind of like the last one. So I'll just kind of cut an angle into the bottom part. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So you just want to make sure that like, I mentioned it like so many times when you're like working with when you're building your clay stuff, like this is gonna shrink multiple times until it is like fully, like it's done. It came out of the glaze kiln. So this is gonna shrink multiple times. So you just kind of want to like test out the handle, make sure there's like enough space for probably 2 or 3 fingers. You know, just like enough space to hold it. So I'm gonna try to keep it in this shape. Where should I put it? I guess I'll like put it over there. So I'd like it to harden or like dry a little bit. And then we can attach it. It's also, we also have to do a little bit more trimming where we're gonna put the handle first before we, you know, put it on there. I'm just gonna water that clay a little bit. If we put it on here like right now, it would probably like lose the shape and fall over. So we just want to let it dry just a little bit. And then we can put it on here. And of course, ideally we want both like the pot and the handle to be at the same like the same moisture level. We don't want one to be drier than the other, or else you're gonna have a little bit of an issue. Like it might start, one of them might start cracking, like probably at the part where they are joined. You'll probably have some issues. So that's like one of the struggles with like adding handles. I've mentioned like a bunch of times I kind of hate doing handles. They add like so much, like, or they're like super cute. I have this little like dish thing. It's so cute. It just has these little tiny like handles on it. I guess they're useful if you're taking this out of the oven. It's like a ramekin. Is that the word I want? Yeah, it's a ramekin. So I think it is something you put in the oven. So it is actually useful, but sometimes they're just adorable. Like, there's so much effort though. The handles are so much effort. Like, yeah. If you're like not someone that does ceramics, just like know that's probably why like mugs are more expensive, is because like there's so much more effort that is put into it to add handles, and then you have to dry them differently. And like I thought we were good with the attachment for this one mug that we did, and it wasn't. It just wasn't. And then it looked fine, and then later when the full thing was dried together, like there's a massive crack in it, and we actually saved the cup, but we had to chop off the handle, so to make it usable in some way. So handles are like a huge hassle. But yeah, like I don't know, it's such a like dumb like complaint. Like it's such a like probably basic thing to just do. To like master like handles. I just have not like spent like very much time doing them, so I just don't quite have like I don't know, I don't have that quite like fine-tuned yet as I feel like I do with like, I don't know, other things that I'm doing. But it's okay. We can always, you know, learn from our experiences, and, you know, they'll just make us better people and stuff, and that's okay. You always learn so much more from your mistakes than your accomplishments. So just remember that, like, because if you did something perfectly, you're probably not even gonna like even put second thought into it. Like you're probably just gonna be like, heck yeah, I'm awesome. And then just like keep going with your life. But if something like a mistake happened, you're probably gonna be like thinking about it. You're probably gonna be like, what could I have done better? Sometimes if you do things right, you know, the first time or whatever, you could just kind of like look at it and be like, hey, like it could have gone wrong in these ways, but I did this and everything was great. So you kind of can like learn things. Sometimes, you know, maybe you do it right the first time, but then like when you do it later, maybe you like messed up, and then you have to kind of like, if you're able to kind of like go back and be like, okay, well I did it like right the first time, like what did I do there that that was different, like what was different between these two times. So I guess like in that way you could learn about doing things right if you are kind of like comparing things. But like I think I probably like, I feel like the majority of time you're learning like so much more from mistakes. And that is like, that's so great. Like you know, and like I think other people can really relate to that. Like not everybody starts in the same place. You know, maybe some people get some luck, or yeah, just like something random happens and they got like a good outcome. But you can't like plan for something like that. Like we're kind of like talking about goal setting and stuff. I shared like some of my goal setting info of a presentation I did at work. And like for your goals and stuff that you're doing, like you really don't want to put that in the hands of chance or other people. Like you can't count on either of those really. So you want to do as much as you can, like as much as like what's in your power, to go after, you know, your dreams and achieve the things that you want. I've been watching like a bunch of like that stuff to kind of like gather like tips and stuff for my presentation. And it's like I forgot like what the saying was, but it's like trying to like count on winning $1 million. Like you can't do that. like you can't set your life on hold and wait for things to like happen. You know, like I guess maybe like you could, but you can't count on being the exception. I think this is what I've heard from Andy Miller, or he goes by Andy J Pizza. He has a podcast, and you can't count on being the exception. And that is kind of like what he talks about, is like you can't count on that kind of stuff because it's just like, I don't know, there's just like there's nothing there that is like helpful to you. Like you're probably not going to get these things, you know, if you just wait around until you get $1 million or something. You're just like, you're not putting any effort into it. you're just like waiting around for something to happen, like it's probably not gonna happen. Like you have to, obviously, like people put in the work and like, I think like he's an artist, and what he talks about on his podcast is topics for creative people. So maybe like an example that could be kind of like this is like kind of, I'll give you like two like kind of like scenarios. So one scenario, you have somebody that is like, they're like, these are just like random, I'm just saying things off the top of my head, okay? So you know, so one person, they're like, I want to design stuff for Nike, I don't know, I'm a graphic designer and I want to make stuff for Nike. And so like they make a bunch of, they're going through their life. This is like years and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I'm making like awesome work, but they're just like, they're not really like doing anything like specifically to maybe even get Nike's attention. Like they're just making just anything, just all kinds of designs or whatever. Or maybe they're making certain things, apparel designs or something. But like you can't just like wait around for opportunities to come up. Like you need to kind of like just like really make things like very obvious. Like this person, like they say they want to work for Nike. They are making like shirt designs and stuff. Like that's their thing, they're making shirt designs and stuff, but then like none of it is athletic wear. But they're like, my designs are like so cool, I have this huge portfolio of work, and they're like, I want to work for Nike, but like nothing that you're like looking at really shows that they could design for athletic wear. All of their t-shirts and stuff are like graphic tees with like illustration maybe, or I don't know, whatever. But like they're not like, it's not super obvious that they would be interested in athletic wear, and that like that's what their portfolio looks like. Or maybe there's even like a variety in their portfolio. They also have like some book cover designs, they've got some website designs and all kinds of like different stuff. But like this like but like what you should do instead is like create things that are like super focused into like what you want to do. So this person that says they want to work for Nike, they want to design, I don't know, like the let's say men's apparel, maybe even specifying in like the t-shirt, like athletic t-shirts, maybe, or I don't know, whatever, shoe designs or something. So like that's what you should put in your portfolio. Like that's what you should put in your portfolio. And that's what you should be creating like designs of and sharing to social media. Maybe even like doing things like tagging Nike into the kind of like stuff that you're making that is like, all of those kind of like mock-up designs that you're doing. And like Like I've totally been like the first scenario of just like, oh, like I don't know what I want to do. So I'm just going to put a bunch of stuff in my portfolio and like I don't know, like there are definitely points where it seems like a good idea or a bad idea. And when you ask other people like what should be in your portfolio, it seems like I feel like it seems like people say, I don't know, like it looks good or like there's nothing to change or like I don't know, just like things that are just not helpful. But because like when I was younger, I'm a graphic designer, and when I got out of college, well, I didn't really know like what I wanted to do like specifically, and like that's hard to know. Like if you want to do websites, branding design, package design, app design. Like there's so many things. There's so many things. So many routes that you could take. And like I don't know, it seemed like a good idea to put like a variety in my portfolio to show what I'm capable of. Because it also doesn't help that like when you're looking at like things to apply for. I'm sorry if this is not really we're getting into territory that might not be relatable for ceramics, but I hope like at least like grabbing the reins and you know taking hold of your future is inspiring. Okay, so we're just you can still apply this to things. I'm gonna try and make this more relatable. Okay. Like I used to be that person. Okay, we're gonna switch gears and I'm gonna try and make this more relatable than just sounding like it's only for graphic design. Okay, so my business, Callie and Co., up until recently, like just recently, I've decided like, okay, I am going to, the shape is not quite right. I just recently decided that I am going to focus on ceramics. For a long time, I did all kinds of different things. Sewing, knitting, illustration, painting. I was doing a lot of things for the business. And like, to a certain extent, like I thought it was really cool. Like, oh, look at all of the things that I'm able to do. You know, like I have quite a variety of things. And I don't know, it just like seemed pretty cool. It felt like as like a brand that was like how I was standing out from the crowd. Like you see like a lot of handmade businesses, they don't, not very many like make a variety of things, and if they do make a variety of things, it's usually tied together with illustration. So you know, this illustrator draws a cat and then that same cat is on a t-shirt, stickers, notepads, like all of that kind of stuff. And I think because I saw that, it was like okay to have a variety of items, but I didn't really like connect the fact that they like people weren't buying it because it was a tote bag. Exactly. They're buying it for that illustration. But like my stuff didn't have something to connect it so solidly. It was just kind of like aesthetic wise, a lot of my stuff connected. So you can really like relate this back into like contacting shops to do wholesale or commission type work. Anything where you're kind of like reaching out to other people, I feel like, with your body of work. I suppose that could even like relate to gallery work, whatever that medium is that you're doing. But like, I think people really want to see like a connection between all of your pieces. Because I think in some ways, like if I said I want to get my work into this local store, like I can't just like make a bunch of work and it's cool and just like wait for them to reach out to me, because like I don't know. It could happen, but you don't want to put your life in the hands of it could happen. Like you want to make that certainty like so much clearer. And the way that you could do that is by like really taking a strategic kind of like standpoint with what you're doing. So like creating a strategy and like following up with that. So you could say like a lot of like, I've seen a lot of like, there's a lot of local stores here in Portland, and they have kind of like different vibes. And I think like ultimately you want to match the right kind of like vibe with like what they have going on, or like maybe not like, okay, not like matching what they have, but like finding the right store that matches you really well. And they can all be like slightly different maybe, but if I don't know, maybe even like certain items you're like, okay, these ones are the ones that I'd be willing to do for wholesale, and then these ones not so much. So maybe even like possibly some things, maybe it's kind of worth considering like, okay, these ones I'm thinking can be for wholesale, and then making those like maybe in a way that's like easier, quicker, so that like maybe they're not quite so much, or they are maybe even a little bit more crowd pleasing. I don't want to say that that's what you should be doing, because like I don't know, it sounds very like it sounds like such like sellout stuff, but like I feel like that is true for, trying to get work into other places, because they're looking for certain things, and they're looking for things that are gonna sell and that are things that people are looking to buy. So obviously, and you don't even have to make like all of your work like that, but the ones that you have a couple lines maybe that you're planning on being like, you know what, these are gonna be the wholesale ones, and it's okay, I'll just maybe change some of the topics or whatever to be something that is like maybe a little bit of a better seller. So obviously I think if you had a shop in mind that was kind of like a tourist type shop, then like you want to set yourself up for success to get into that shop. They're gonna be looking for maybe they'll have like generic cool things, but they probably most likely want stuff like that's about that place. So here in Portland, it's really well known for all of the bridges, and it's called like the Rose City, and like playing off of its identity for all kinds of different things are really great for those kind of tourist shops. So you don't just want to like you don't just want to make work But like really have a focus for what the work is for, like who is it for, and what are you gonna do with it? If you want to, be in that kind of like a tourist shop, like maybe those are more frequented than just like the other general locally owned stores. You probably want to do stuff that is celebratory of the local area, like the state or the city in some kind of way. Obviously, things that are important to people are like, postcards, stickers, or just stuff that has like that says Portland, or it just says Oregon on it. So that could be anything. Even if you do ceramics, like I know it's really typical to see stuff that is like a postcard or a t-shirt, but you could make ceramics that are, locally inspired. You could make like a ring dish or a regular sized dish that is in the shape of the state. You could you could have like a dish and maybe it has like underglaze paintings of like the roads and stuff, and like those kind of like city maps or something, like who has even seen that? Like, have you ever even like gone to a tourist store and like seen like a ceramic plate that just has like the city map on it? Like, no. Like, that would be so cool, so unique. And you could really stand out with something like that. But where are we going with this? But don't just vaguely make things. If you have goals that you want to achieve, I know I've totally been there. I've been one of those people that just has like vague ideas of what I want to do. So I'm just kind of like, I guess just mostly like thinking out loud while we do this, because we don't really have anything else to talk about, I don't think. But like, there's so many, like, I know it's like not, it's probably just like not even like a conscious thing that you're just like, oh, like I'm just gonna make I'm just gonna make like some plates or bowls or something. But like, I don't know, like really kind of just like have like some awareness for your goals, like, and just like really assess them and like think about them. Like, is there any way that you're just just like sort of like subconsciously like leaving it up to other people, or are you really like really taking charge of the outcome? There are definitely things that I have done. I've so done that, like, just, oh, I need to post something to my Instagram, and I'll just like, I think this is cool for these stores to see, so I'll just like tag them or something. But like not even like catering like the stuff that I make to the stores I want to get into, like what I talked about. And of course there are like all kinds of things that you can do to really be active and not so passive with how to kind of like go about doing these kind of things for your goals. Of course, if you want to, do like wholesale or whatever, or consignment, and try to get into stores, I feel like, just kind of like, just really like take a good look at the stores that are in your area. I think that's a good place to start, is locally. And then you could branch out later on. I don't know. I just feel like locally is a really good way to start. I just feel like it makes sense. And yeah, like, so like get your items together, have a good assortment of the things that you want to do. Wholesale, obviously, I think you have to have kind of like a lot of things, but like, I feel like you could probably figure that out, like the quantity. Like maybe have like some done, or like something to show like I can make this mug and make it a bunch of times and make them all look the same. Like maybe not have like 50 ready before you approach them. I'm not 100% sure like how to go about doing this. This is just kind of a guess. But like I feel like it's probably good to be able to like show them like, oh, like here's whatever, this mug, and I can reproduce this many times, and maybe just have like some items like that kind of like ready to show as like I guess like proof of concept. And of course, like having all your stuff together, your branding, and think about like how are things going to be displayed and packaged. Is there going to be a package, or how are you going to put your logo on it? Does it need care information? Any of that kind of stuff. Like how are you going to do that? I think it's good to like have that as a thought. I have like no idea if that should all be like completed before you make your first approach to a place. I think I did approach a place once, and they did ask me like, how are you going to package these? They said that like right away, and I did have some ideas, so I kind of like sent them some ideas of like what it was gonna look like, but it wasn't like complete. I think like if you can do some kind of mock-up kind of a thing, maybe that would be fine. I don't really know if they really want something that is completed. I have not I feel like I'm giving like way too much like advice that I don't really know about, but I'm just trying to give you guys like an idea of like just like how to, I don't know, I just want to like inspire you guys to like really take a look at the goals that you have and assess them, and really like how can you put your best foot forward. I think that's just the thing. And like obviously like emailing them or something, like contacting them in some way, and then being like, hey, I'm a local artist, and I make these kind of things. I see that you sell stuff that is made by other artists here. Would you be interested in my work? I think it's typical that places will do consignment first to see how well your stuff sells, and then to do wholesale. So I think that is what is typical. That's what I've heard from other people. So maybe don't just have that in the back of your mind. I don't know if they would necessarily want to just jump into wholesale right off the bat, But all of that. Like, don't just be posting your work to Instagram and hoping they see it. Like, be active about what you're doing, I haven't done very much of consignment or wholesale. So this is not really well tested advice, but I'm just trying to I don't know. My main goal is just tell you guys because I've been there. I've totally been there. You know, you can't just like put your life on hold and wait for other people to like notice you. You want to actively work in ways that make it very obvious to other people like what you want. Because I've like totally been there. It's just like it's always like you're not even thinking about it. You know, like you can't even like blame yourself for doing it because like it wasn't even like probably even on your mind in the first place that that's what you were doing. At least like for me, like I haven't really put like that much thought into the things I've been doing all the time. But yeah, so I don't know. That I would really like to do. I think that it would be kind of like one of my goals for the upcoming year is to get work into a local shop. At least like start small with like one shop and see how it goes. I did get my work into a shop before in when I was living in Nebraska. It was like it was like such a bad experience. It was really cool at first and then it like turned into a bad experience. Like they instead of texting me, they would like message me on Instagram and I would never get their messages because Instagram doesn't tell you when people message you. I think the notifications have been working better now. But like this was like a couple years ago. And they would message me on Instagram and I'm like, I'm not getting your messages. And like I didn't even know it, but they were just like, we're changing the shop. We're not gonna have as many of the local like handmade stuff. We're kind of changing what the shop is selling. So we took your stuff down and it's in our back room. And it was like it was just like so weird. Like this one time, like I think I took I took my friend to the shop and I was like, I have stuff here. I'm pretty sure this is like what happened. I was like, I'm selling stuff here in this shop. And we got to the shop and none of my stuff was out. And I was like, what the heck? Like they didn't even tell me that they took my stuff down. But like apparently they did, but it was on Instagram. Why would you message someone on Instagram? Like, doesn't everybody know that like you don't get notified? Like I'm on Instagram all the time. I'm on Instagram like every day. I always have been, basically since I got it. But like I think recently, it will tell you. It won't like tell you if you're not in the app, but like I think the little message thing will actually like light up if you get a message. Not all the time, I feel like. But I feel like it's kind of random. I don't know. It's not reliable. That is the main thing. And I'm like, for one thing, you guys have my phone number. Why didn't you just text me? Like, just be professional. Why are you messaging me on Instagram? Like, what? It was just so weird. Nothing made sense. And this is why I think like it's probably best to start locally because you can physically go to the store, check out what's going on, see what's happening. But this place that it was such a bad experience. Like this place, I told them to, okay, for one thing, there are 3 owners that I kind of like had to keep in contact with, which is like kind of a lot of people to be talking to, but like separately, like I don't know. It was weird. And So this one time that I went into the store, like everybody else that they had there, like all of the other stuff that they created a barcode for that thing for them to scan with their system, and it had a price tag like next to the barcode. And like none of my, like, they never priced any of my stuff. And this lady that was working in the shop, I was like, over here, like, this is my stuff. I was like, why isn't it priced? And she was just like, this wasn't even like one of the owners. It was just like one of the ladies working in the shop. And she was like, oh, like, I don't know. Like, we're not going to price it. And I was like, you're not going to price it? And she's like, no, like, if someone wants to know, they'll just ask. I'm like, no, they won't. Like, can you imagine? Like, can you imagine literally any store? Any store, you know, just anything, just whatever comes up to your head. Walmart, Target, a convenience store, literally anything. Can you imagine them saying that to you? Oh, it's okay. Like, if they want to know, like, how much it is, they'll just ask. Every single time they pick up an item and wonder how much it is, they'll ask. No, they won't. No. That's not how that works. And she literally was so angry that I was like, no, people wouldn't do that. She was so angry with me. And I'm just like, lady, what is wrong with you? In what world? Like, what? Or like, can you imagine like online shopping and nothing has a price? You're in the store. You're on, on the store website. Nothing is priced. And you have to open chat and talk to somebody and ask them how much everything is that you're looking at. No, that's not how you run a business. That's just not how you run a business. And this wasn't the owner or anything. She was just some lady working there. But I'm just like, how? What? I'm just like, who are you even? Like, did you decide this? Did you decide that, like, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Did they just put you in charge of the store and just like walk away? And nobody is even like, no one is even like checking out what the heck this lady, like how this lady is running their store? I'm so confused. And I was like really upset because like, why wouldn't you be upset? And just like, I can't. It just doesn't make any sense. Oh my gosh. So this is the first time that I sold things on commission. Or not commission, consignment. Sorry. And I'm just like, oh wow, I wonder why nobody is buying my stuff. Maybe it's because none of it is priced. And I'm just like the owners, like I told them, I was like, I've never done this before. Like, I'm totally new to this. And like, I don't know if they, like, I gave them a pricing sheet that laid out the prices for all of the stuff, because like I saw that like I'm pretty sure like the stuff that I saw in the store, like I think some of it had price tags, like those the ones with the barcode, you know, so it's like a little sticker, it's printed, it has the barcode, and then right under it, like on the same sticker is the price. So like I thought that like I mean, I don't know, maybe I probably was going about it like maybe in a difficult way or something, but like they should have told me like, do you want me to put like a tiny sticker on it and then, you know, with the price, and then you can cover it up with the, you know, your barcode one, or like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, if you need me to change something, like, I can totally do that. Like, I literally had no idea how they were doing their stuff. You know, like, I really just didn't know. And, but I don't know. Like, at no point did somebody, like, tell me, like, oh, like, you know, we'll do that, but, like, could you do this? Like, sure. But, like, you have to say the words, though. I can't read your mind. And, you know, obviously, like, me inquiring about it did not do anything. You know, like, oh, maybe if the lady was like, oh, well, like, could you change how you did this? Could you, you know, put, I don't know how stores normally do things. You know, could you just like put it, I don't know, I guess like maybe like a miniature sticker, and then, oh, we'll just, you know, just so we know which is which, and we can just cover it up with our own like barcode sticker or whatever or something, like. But she never said that. She's just like, oh, we're not gonna price it, like, we're just, you know. It just is what it is. And I was just like, what? Like, what? I don't know. So much miscommunication. So, so this is why I would, you know, I think we're kind of getting obviously more in the realm of like wholesale consignment. But I think for weird things that might come up, like, it's probably best that you know, start small. Maybe even not even bringing in a lot of stuff. I did bring them a lot of stuff. And I don't know, maybe even just like starting small and just seeing how it goes. And, you know, I don't know, like, all shops are different too. So like, I don't know. I said at the beginning of the video, you know, you're going to learn so much more from your mistakes. And I learned a lot. I learned, like, I don't know. There's like people that sell stuff for like the first time ever. Like, you would think that things would be like so glaringly obvious, but for some reason they're not. I think it's just, I don't know, maybe you just have a million things on your mind. I don't know. But like, another thing, so we have to wrap up here pretty soon, but I'll just let you guys know. So remember I told you, they packed up all my stuff and put it in the bag. And I think I just happened to like go there with a friend, and then my stuff was out, and I was like, okay, well, if you're not gonna like obviously display my stuff, can I have it back? It was on consignment, which means that like they only give me money if they sell something, whereas wholesale is they buy it from you and then like it's theirs to sell. So it was on consignment, and the lady's like, yeah, here's your stuff. And then like later I was going through, like, I'm so stupid. I didn't even have like a list of the stuff that I had brought them. Which I definitely should have, like some kind of like inventory list that was specific to them. But I did, for like a couple of times I went in and I was taking pictures of my stuff like in the store. So like I was going through the pictures, and I noticed that there were like maybe like two or three items that I did not have, I did not sell. And I was like, where is it? Like, did you sell this and then like not pay me for it? Or do you have it in your back room that you didn't let me into and like look and see if like all my stuff, like any of my stuff was anywhere else? No. So I went there and I was like, I'm missing these things. And I didn't sell them because you didn't give me any money for it. Um, and they're like, oh, okay. And then they like went in the back and they like dragged it out. And I was like, cool. Thank you. And I was just like, goodbye. Like, it was, can you, like, I don't know. This is literally the one and only experience I've had. But like, how unprofessional. I know I have no idea what I'm doing, but like, they're a business. Like, and like, I told them, like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I'm new to this. I've never done this before. Like, all of these things. And I just feel like they were such a mess. Like, such a mess. And they had so many people. Like, there were 3 people that owned the place that, you know, could be doing things to organize the business or something, managing it in some way. And then they actually had like also like employees in addition to them. So it's like, it wasn't just this one person that was a mess. It was like the whole thing was a mess. And I'm just like, what the heck? Like seriously, like, I know I don't have my stuff together, but like, you guys really need to get together if you want to be a business. Like, you can't, what? I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, I just felt like a lot of things that they did were very unprofessional. I know that I definitely could have done things differently. But like, that's why, I don't know. I just want to tell you guys the stuff that I know. So then, I don't know, maybe you can learn from it. I was super stupid when I like first started selling things. It's okay. Everybody starts somewhere. You know, you just have to get through it and learn from learn from your mistakes. Maybe learn from other people's mistakes if you can. Yeah. So I would love to hear if you guys have ever done wholesale or consignment, or maybe even like worked in a store like maybe kind of like similar to this. I'd love to hear like what you guys have to say, like in your experiences, maybe even like some tips on like maybe what I should have done instead. For sure, I'm still learning. I'm trying to get better about like, I don't know, like how can I better approach the next business like with my artwork. I really have not done like very much like actively yet. Like, I've emailed a couple places, haven't gotten a response or anything. For the store in Nebraska, I just like walked into the store and one of the owners just happened to be there. Obviously a lot of stores, like, I don't think the owner is just gonna be there. So like, I don't really know if emailing is a waste of time or really how you're supposed to approach with your stuff, like, and ask. Some places will have a thing on their website that, you know, you can submit a form. I think that is kind of rare. I don't really think that is a common thing for places to have. But I'd love to hear like any kind of stories that you guys have, or maybe even like, I don't know, maybe even any comments related to the other stuff we talked about. Yeah, love to hear from you guys on whatever's on your mind, what you're thinking. I know I'm a dummy sometimes. You know, we all have those moments or years or, you know, all we can do is sit back and laugh at them and learn from what we've done in the past. So yeah. Well, I'm sorry, we are like over time. So I will be on tomorrow, Wednesday streaming, but just so you know, I will be in the office on Thursday, so we will not have a stream this Thursday, December 14th, just so you know. But yeah, so if you're watching on Twitch, be sure to follow along so you know when we jump on for a video. And all of the videos will be uploaded to YouTube at Callie & Co. And you can watch like all of our other live stream videos there. You can watch like other, like some ceramic tutorials that we have. There aren't that many, but I'm working on it. And like we have some like small business, handmade business related stuff. Or like kind of like general art topics, or random art topics, whatever I happened to make like years ago or something. So yeah, so thank you so much for being here, watching videos, just being here and joining in. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.